Here we go. What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from TiCGN.com. Welcome to episode 36 of the Double XP podcast. We're going to get right into the introductions. We're going to start with my light-skinned brother from somebody else's mother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yo, what is going on? It is Nickodemus, the king of indies, back up in this bitch once again, like we always do about this time. Always a pleasure to be here. Definitely love coming to this podcast. It is the highlight of my existence. So I hope you guys enjoy the show.
That's a pretty shitty existence, sir. Next up, we got for the second week in a row. As I told you guys, you will be hearing more and more of this guy, and that will be revealed fairly soon. But we got him back here again. We got Dallas Downey Jr. What's happening, brother?
Man, what's happening? What's going on? I don't have a whole lot to say because I'm not that special. So I just want to say what's up. What's happening, everybody?
You're a professional bum. That's what you are.
Oh, I almost said facts, and I was gonna co-sign. I realized what he said. I'm like, nah, ain't that Dallas is my guy.
The politically correct term once again is finesse.
These are facts.
Hey, so finesse.
Really quick, what is it? Is it up, down, left, right, A, B, select, press, start? Erica, what's happening?
What's going on? PSP in the building. Happy to be here, guys. Thanks for having me. This is my first time, right? First time here.
Ma'am.
So
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome, David. Tim Dog in the building.
How you doing? Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here. I've known you for a long time, and glad to see you doing well. Just happy to be here talking. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, really fast, if you guys are watching in live, much appreciated. If you guys are watching on TiCGN.com, thank you. If you're watching on TiC Network, listening on Podbean, or listening on iTunes, that is much appreciated. For those of you who are Patreon subscribers, if you guys have already heard this show, go ahead and fast forward to the end because you guys will be treated with a double XP after dark on this episode. Now, before we get started, we got to go around the room because since we are gamers, I got to know what y'all are playing. So, Nickodemus, what AAA game are you playing? That's all you play, AAA games. So what are you playing, Nick?
Nah, I'm not playing any AAA game. I still have to, honor my promise to get back to Horizon. That's like the only game that I'm going to get back to and play. Besides Wolfenstein 2 this month, I'm putting stuff on hold for that. But what I've been playing really is Cuphead. That's really the only game that I have touched in the last week or so. And I'm still on World 1, so I haven't really scratched the surface from what I hear. But I'm really enjoying it. Love the game, love the challenge and stuff like that. So I'm just hoping I can get back to it this weekend.
You still on 1 because of dying or because of lack of time with the game?
Oh, lack of time. I literally only played the game so far one good day and maybe half a day since it came out.
Hey, more than me. I haven't got to it yet, so you better than me.
Yeah, no, but it's really good, man. I mean, it's challenging. It hasn't really frustrated me to the point where I've raged yet. But I'm really used to like bullet hell type of games and challenges like that and stuff. So I haven't really like gotten to the point where I've raged yet, but I'm pretty sure when I get to World 2 and 3 and stuff, I'll probably rage. So we'll see.
Okay. And the beautiful Erica, what are you playing, sweetheart?
I've just been playing the same. I actually beat it last night. I beat Cuphead. So yeah, Nickodemus, when you get to 2 and 3, things change.
It's going down.
It starts getting real. Yeah. It starts
So you beat it before the king of indies, so are you now the queen?
I mean, hey, I've been rolling with these indies for a minute, so
yeah, Erica gets respect when it comes to indie stuff. So yeah, she can take the queen crown if she wants. I'm still the king. It don't matter. Ain't no other
more of a peasant now, bro.
Ain't no other dude out here doing it like me. It don't matter. So it really doesn't.
A little behind the scenes thing. Nick once told me he didn't want to play Cuphead because they didn't have online multiplayer.
No, I didn't say that. I said originally I wasn't really that into Cuphead because it seemed a little shallow with it just being a boss rush battle game only. But
even though he loved Fury.
Fury is a beast though. Fury is unique. Fury is unique. It fits Fury. Like this type of game, it wouldn't have fit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they flushed it out more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I honestly thought this game was going to be short. I thought it was going to be like maybe 7 hours tops or something. But
see, that's the thing. I see this, me being the king of indies. I actually do my research on these indies and really talk to developers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So originally it was only supposed to be a couple of bosses at that. So you know, that's why it really interests me at first. So
right. Yeah, but it's a awesome game. Other than that, I mean, I'm just waiting for the next thing.
On there, I check your game shit.
We got someone on camera here. What's going on?
Wait a minute, what is this? Who is this?
I don't know.
Oh, that's lit.
What the hell?
What is going on here? What I get myself into?
Did somebody share out the link on accident?
Not me.
That was me. That is legit my little brother just now.
Oh my goodness! What the hell?
Really,
professional ass shit.
I liked it.
Really?
That's funny.
You know, man,
random cameo there.
Wow.
Oh, that was the highlight of the night, dog, already.
Just end the stream now.
It's over.
All right, y'all, this has been episode 36. Man.
But
tell the brother, we have to kick him. Nothing personal. We just have to kick him.
But what was I saying? Oh, Cuphead's amazing. That's all. But I'm waiting for the next game. I think it'll be Shadow of War. But I think I'm renting it after all this loot box stuff going on. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
we're definitely gonna be touching on that. We're definitely gonna be touching on that. Dallas, since your brother came in and wanted to talk to us, let us know what you playing right now, my brother.
All right. Right now I've been in between Uncharted, Lost Legacy. And I know I'm super late, but I needed to be able to take my time with it. Make sure I had enough time. And it's exactly what I expected in all the best ways. Also,
better than 4? Better than Uncharted 4?
No. But I don't think either is better or worse than the other one. I won't be able to really judge it that way until I finish it. So we'll see. But besides that, I've been playing episode 2 of Batman Enemy Within. And it's another one that I can't say it's exactly what I expected. It's not in all the best ways. But I just kind of been enjoying those two, especially Batman.
Okay. Tim Dog, my guy. What are you playing right now?
I'm currently playing Forza 7, a lot of it. I have started Cuphead 2. I could say with Cuphead, I really enjoy it, but it's definitely I got past the first island. I'm on island 2. Really came a long way from when I saw it in 2015 at E3. But it's tough, and I can only with those games I give myself like a 2-hour window. I do like run and gun and a boss, and then that's it. But pretty much all my time has been strictly on Forza 7, which I'm really enjoying.
Okay. You know, and speaking of Forza 7, we're gonna jump into that along with, I know Erica brought up a Shadow of War, but I do want to say in the chat is one of my favorite people on this planet Earth, one of the cores of the XXP podcast. Mamacita is in the chat supporting her family, and I just want to say like we said before, condolences to you, and we can't wait to have you back. We definitely miss you. You are family to us. We cannot wait to have you back on the show.
Let me say what's up to Ma. Wow, what's happening, Ma?
Yeah, that's what you're going with.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's what you're going with. Okay.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. Traditional New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
I forgot about. I keep forgetting you from around. Yeah,
we out here, son. we out here.
But definitely, we can't wait to have her back. We all know she is the only reason you guys come to this podcast. We know you guys miss Dirty Diana. Oh, can't wait to have her back. But wanted to, and I know some of you guys, especially you guys who came in with like 12 dislikes already, are ready for the main topic. But we're gonna save the state. We're gonna work on the green beans and the mashed potatoes first. We'll get this take later, all right? So if y'all want to dislike later, you can. But we're gonna talk about these loot crates right now because it seems as if gamers are at this point going on a war against developers when it comes to loot crates. People are really upset. I don't know whether it was warranted or not with the whole Forza Loot Crate and also the VIP situation, and then Shadow War. A lot of people saying you shouldn't support what's going on in Shadow War. So I want to go around the room and get you guys start on the Loot Crates. Now I want to start with Tim since he's currently playing Forza 7. Tim, what are your thoughts on the Loot Crates and whether or not they bother you? Should they be abolished? What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, this is the hot topic right now. As far as Forza 7, let me preface this. As far as Forza 7, they did screw up the VIP. They kind of misled people with that. So I do think that they screwed up in that regard. And, you know, their apology and everything they try to make good, but they definitely screwed themselves on that. As far as the Loot Crates, so far, so good for me. I mean, I kind of actually enjoy using my credits on them. It's kind of a way of gambling. You know, sometimes you get like really rare stuff. Basically, the people who've been complaining about this has been saying that it's too much of a grind. I can say that in this case, I'm having a lot of fun. There's so much content, and they're kind of like holding your hand through that content. So for me, with the Loot Crates in Forza 7, I can see why people get upset, you know, because it's definitely making you play the game a lot. But I don't think it's overly. I think it's a little bit overly, you know, it's pushed a little bit too much that it's like horrendous. I don't feel that way. So I'm having a lot of fun. Like I said, there is enough credits to be had if you race. I don't think people say, you know, you've read articles that saying it's like a free-to-play game. That's like way over the top with this. It's not that bad. But it is something that developers, as you see with Battlefield 2, this is the new rage, and I can understand why people have trepidation with it and why they are pissed off about it. But you know, I do also see on the industry side that they're just figuring out how to ways to make money, because a lot of these games are cost a lot of money to make, and they're looking to, you know, to gain some type of money or get some kickback. So for me in Forza 7, I don't really have a problem with it. The VIP, they screwed up royally, but it's a fantastic game. I just think that they want to show you all the tracks in the different, you know, weather conditions and the different, you know, time of day dynamic. So, you know, for me, I think that they definitely drew it. It's a little drawn out, but it's not something where I would go crazy about.
Okay, Erica, I know you had talked about wanting to pick up Shadow War, and then, like I said, there are a lot of people who are put off because of this, right, the loot system they have. Is it not deterring you at all? What do you think about this whole loot box situation?
Honestly, I'm kind of torn on it. I was just, you know, I'm on Press Start Podcast. We talked about this on Thursday, and going into that podcast, I was certain that I was just going to buy it day one. But then once I started hearing about, you know, orcs being held behind loot, like Legendary, I think they were held behind loot crates, loot boxes. But then now I'm hearing that's not true. Shout out to Kofi. He's actually playing it. I think he's like 10 hours in, and he says that's not true. So I'm still kind of researching and trying to figure out, okay, how much does this impact the game? And in the meantime, I'm just kind of thinking, well, I might rent it, I might buy it. It's just, I guess it depends on my mood on Thursday, because that's really when I can game. So me personally, I say do whatever you guys want to do. If you really don't want to support a game, by all means, go ahead and boycott it. But I see a lot of people kind of running around trying to tell people what to do and how they should spend their money. And, you know, and I just feel like people are kind of taking it a little too extreme with that. And I just think at the end of the day, it's your own money. If you think it's worth $60, do it, you know. But me personally, as long as it's not withholding like the true ending or withholding something that is going to make the experience feel complete, I typically don't have a problem. You know, if I still feel like I'm getting my money's worth, I'm good. So I'm just torn right now. You know, I could see both sides, but I also don't want to miss out on games. So it's hard. It's really hard. But yeah, I guess to each their own. That's kind of like my ultimate statement on it, I guess.
Okay, Dallas, you got thoughts on this?
Yeah, I really just think there's a right and a wrong way to do it. Like from one side, it's sort of a design thing. Like I play games primarily for story. I just really like to be immersed in a game. Something being locked behind a paywall is a quick way to lose immersion. Um, but then everybody knows me knows I have been for the longest looking forward to Assassin's Creed Origins. And there was another thing about loot boxes in Assassin's Creed, but come to find out, supposedly there's just a merchant that sells them, and you cannot actually use real money. It's all actually in-game currency. So we'll just see how it works out. But there's just some publishers that take it too far, and there's some people that we all kind of want to just get together and go, hey, don't buy this game, or don't support this publisher, or don't support this game because they have loot boxes in it, and that's not a way you want to spend your money. And sometimes it might not be a way you want to spend your money, but not every game is going to boycott. So at the end of the day, it might not actually matter. You just play the game if you like it, and you don't if you don't.
Okay. Nickodemus.
Yeah, I can see that if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you want to support it or whatever, everybody's got the right to their own opinion, how they want to spend their money and all that stuff. But how we spend our money as gamers, ultimately it does affect everybody in some type of way, because, you know, money talks, obviously. So if publishers see this is a success, you know, they're going to run with it in almost, you know, every game, you know, especially AAA side of things. So it does ultimately affect, you know, everybody. So I can definitely see, you know, some gamers, you know, concerns for it and behind it and stuff, and wanting to boycott it and stuff. I feel like with these loot crates and microtransactions, all that stuff, if you don't have to use your real money to, you know, progress and get certain items that you need to progress and special items and things like that, I don't have a big problem with it. The only problem that I do have with it, if it's in-game currency or whatever, is how much time do you have to put into it to unlock these things. Because a lot of these games, they get super grindy and you got to spend extra time into it. It's just a lot of filler and stuff, and it kind of takes away from the experience, and it becomes mundane, it becomes boring and stuff like that. So that's my main issue with, you know, that system. Now, if it's not super grindy and you don't have to put your money into it, your actual currency into it to get these special items to progress the story and all that stuff, then I don't really have a real issue with it. But it just, for me, it just becomes a matter of putting more time into the game rather than you being rewarded for putting more time in the game rather than your skill. You know what I'm saying? That's when it becomes an issue for me, especially in single player games. I can understand these online multiplayer only games, but when you start messing with my single player games, you know what I'm saying, story driven games, that's when I got an issue, you know? And I understand, you know, these publishers and shit, they got to make their money and stuff, but there's better ways to make money. But if we as a community continue to support stuff like this, it's just going to continue to happen, you know? So it is what it is. And I understand this is a business, you know, but I'm not really pleased with stuff like this, especially single player games. So,
you know, I really think at the end of the day, I kind of think it's this whole situation been blown out of proportion. If somebody wants to buy a loot crate so they can have titties on the front decal in their car, why do I care? Unless it gives someone a competitive advantage where they can get things that I cannot earn, or it takes me hundreds of hours to earn. Like Erica said, if it blocks the end game or it blocks something important to the game that I can't get to, but I actually need to get to, that's an issue. But if it's just decals and stuff like that, I think it's all blown out of proportion. I think people are thinking, oh, these companies are doing this because AAA games are more expensive to make. They probably are. None of us, as a game developer, so we've never made a game, so we don't know how expensive it is to make a game. So that may be the case. And if someone wants to go out, like I said, and buy a decal or a butt on the side of their car, and they want to spend 99 cents on it, to each its own. But I think the
frivolous shit like that is okay. Frivolous shit like that is okay. But how would you feel if it's like some, you know, some powerful weapon, or, you know, something really cool as far as that's going to help you in the story of a game or something like that? How would you feel if that's like behind some paywall, something grindy and shit? Like, how would you feel about that?
I wouldn't. Cosmetic things like, what if you had to go through with the vanilla version of everything? You never got another outfit. You never got anything that looked different than.
See, yeah, in the single player games, that's.
But what game has done that though? Like, think about it. What game has had you stock the entire thing? They give you any type of free variety. Like, I don't think no game has done that. I think a lot of this is people or gamers worried about what if this is next. And I think that's the issue. I think until that happens, everybody got to calm their tits.
I think it's a valid concern though, Fame. I think it's a valid concern.
You never thought that there'd be pieces of the story missing behind DLC.
Exactly.
You thought you have to wait a month, 2 months, a year, whatever, for another part of the game to come out.
Here's the thing: it's going to take one game, like Erica said with Shadow of War, right? And they're supposed to have some type of, what was it, Erica, that people thought was locked behind the
orcs? I'm hearing different things. Yeah, like legendary orcs, but I'm also hearing that to get the end game or the true ending, you could buy the loot crate or you can grind for like 30 hours. See, that's what threw me off. And once I heard that, I was like, uh-oh.
But that came out not to be true, right?
That's what I'm not sure. See, I'm hearing it's true. I'm hearing it's not. I'm
gonna go with the notion that it's not. But I will say the first time that is true, you can guarantee you gamers won't buy it and developers will never do it again.
I don't know if you can guarantee gamers won't buy it, Fame, because gamers these days are getting dumber and dumber. We just want to buy anything because we're fucking addicted to this shit.
It's not even really always a cash grab issue. It could be just a design issue, period. Like you don't want to be missing something. You feel like you don't want a complete game. Like, how about this? Who played Resident Evil 7?
Me.
No, I haven't.
I did not.
Pass.
What happened to Lucas in Resident Evil 7? Anybody tell me?
Well, you want to spoil it right here and now? That we're doing right now, spoiling games.
I mean, it's not really. There's just chunks that you don't completely understand, and anybody, whether you beat the game or not, you know there's an extra DLC coming out at this point, and you know what it's supposed to be about. I won't say here, but you know what it is. That's something that should have been in the main game. That's something that is major, is integral to the story, and you would have liked to have known it. You don't want to wait a year later and then finally get to find out.
Yeah, I think anything that's hidden behind a kind of a loot crate paywall is definitely the wrong way to go about it. But if it's kind of innocent, like in some aspect, I don't think that it should be. The developers should be harassed, because I mean already I see the way gamers get is that sometimes they get into a mob mentality, and shout out to Porter Rock. He put out a tweet today and he was talking about this, and he's like, you can't attack people depending on what they buy or stuff, and I agree with that. So a lot of this, like we're talking about it. I heard Battlefront 2 is riddled with it, and it's really bad. NBA 2K18 I heard is like the poster child of this being really bad. But a lot of this, some of it, the games can get caught up just with misinformation and stuff like that. So like in the case with Shadow of War, you have to know the real answer, and right now we don't, or it's up in the air, and it's a tough situation. But I do feel that gamers should be guarded a little on this, especially you don't want the mobile type model coming to like these games, the way the mobile type of games to start to infiltrate into this space, and you're spending $60, then it becomes, we're really, doing ourselves a disservice. But for me, if it's cosmetic, it's not that big of a deal, but absolutely nothing should be behind a paywall, like a story or a certain gun. Pay to win. A lot of people have complaints. That's another thing. I don't really agree with that, but if it's a single player game, I don't really have 100% problem with it, but I'm kind of.
Pay to wins are okay if the game is free.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's certain. It's a lot of the stuff. There's certain things you have to take into consideration. So, but it's definitely a worthy debate, and hopefully the industry just doesn't, completely screw the customer. But I don't think that's going to happen, because the gamers are just so vocal that they'll get the hint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to mention Battlefront 2, because that one's looking real sketchy right now. It's essentially pay to win. I don't know if you guys really. I mean, I don't know every single.
I haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah, it's like you can get guns right up front. You can get I think they're called star cards, where you get like these buffs for your weapons, buffs for your characters to take more damage, I believe.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and that's a competitive, that's a multiplayer game. So that's worse because you're now affecting other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely can see with that game people boycotting, and that makes a whole lot of sense.
You know what game I blame for this? What developer or publisher, whatever? You know what I blame for this all happening?
Who?
Bungie.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Fucking Destiny. Yes, I blame them.
I'm gonna try to shit on Destiny, bro. Watch your mouth.
No, that's not their fault. No, they started all this.
How?
All of it.
How?
All of it with that chop and screw ass Destiny 1, charging people out the ass for it. Everybody went for it. Everybody spent their money on it, and now all these other publishers.
Sound like a better ex-girlfriend, G.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. It's the truth. Now you see all these games starting to do.
You took your panties off for Destiny. You took advantage of your little ass, and now you upset.
No.
They bent you over, and now you mad? They kissed you on the neck and gave you a Coke.
But
deal with it, son.
But you guys are getting bent over right now, and you're taking it proudly.
No, we
loudly
not.
And proudly, and defending the shit. On top of that.
Wait, but so we defending us having fun at a game? We got countless amount of hours in with friends. We having fun all through the night.
Listen to me. I'm sure that the girl that R. Kelly was pissing on was having fun. But does that make it right?
If she wanted it, yes.
Huh? What? Huh?
Look,
so you okay with getting pissed on?
Somebody started pissing on you to move out the way if you don't want to get pissed on.
We not exactly. If you don't want to get pissed on, move out the way.
So y'all good with getting pissed on? Okay, that's all I need.
We're not getting pissed on.
Y'all getting pissed on.
We're not getting pissed on.
Y'all getting a dump blade on y'all chest right now. Y'all good with it.
What I'm saying is, you sound like a bitter ex-girlfriend. How much money they get from you?
You don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that.
See,
shit, okay?
You probably spent the base game and then mad because you can sell enough plasma to buy the DLC.
I'm be real. Destiny 1 spent about $100, $60 base game, $40 DLC total, about $100, and it wasn't even worth $60 at the end of the day.
Destiny 2 fire. You can quit hating.
Whatever.
Thus far,
by the way, the link to our Destiny 2 clan is in the description. Lawless Gang. If you want to shoot folks in the face and be good as a crucible,
gang.
This is the place to be. Gang. Waiting for Eric to get it.
Oh, what?
I know J Man said he got it, but I ain't never seen him on.
Oh, I'm not getting Destiny 2. What you talking about?
Yeah, no, Erica's not.
I was one of those where I felt completely finessed. I was like, nope.
Yeah,
they're not getting me with that again.
See,
Erica, I know you're married now, but you never been with a guy and y'all broke up and you gave him a second chance.
Oh gosh.
Destiny is not the second chance. Tell you.
I'm just saying.
Second chance.
Nah,
you
gotta give people a second chance. Mike Vick got to some dogs.
Erica, please.
If he took me on a date and didn't want to pay, he didn't want to open the door for me. Nah.
Well, look,
Destiny
1 was Steve. Like Destiny 2 is Stefan.
There you go. See?
Come on.
That's kind of a clever analogy, but still, no.
No, that family matters, man.
It's funny. Destiny 2.
Destiny matters, G. Destiny matters. All Guardian lives matter, sir. So I need you to get the game.
It's definitely one of those community games, though. But
I wish nothing but death on everything that y'all do in that game. Nothing but death and dismemberment.
Damn.
Okay. May your Ps4 not turn on tonight.
I hope the clan turns on each other and you guys all lose every match from now on.
Nick, what game have I been catching you playing lately again? What is that? Bejeweled? What are you playing? Every day on the Ps4? What are you playing?
I'm on that Peggle.
We over playing Destiny, having fun. Destiny 2. And he over playing Peggle, having the time of his life.
Hey, Peggle's not ass raping me, so I'm good.
I don't know.
You act like Destiny did literally, because you sound butthurt, sir. It's okay. We got some petroleum jelly for you, make you feel better. Speaking of butthurt,
y'all need y'all dry rubbing out here in these streets.
I will say this next topic. This next topic, I'm not gonna go too far in depth into because I really want to give a lot of my thoughts on the After Dark show, which this will be part of the After Dark show. I'm almost certain because it's on the tip of our tongues. But I do see a lot of people on social media, and it's been said to me, Fame, stop bringing politics. This is gaming Twitter. Don't talk about politics. Don't do it, Fame. Stick to gaming. But then a game like Wolfenstein, who's always been about killing Nazis, not everybody wants to be political. Not everybody wants to all of a sudden be upset at Bethesda about a game that's always been about killing Nazis, because for some reason it's okay to be a Nazi. But what, you guys have any thoughts about all of a sudden people, or any thoughts about the people who did not know that this game has always been about killing Nazis?
Since when did Nazism garner any level of respect or become like some political thing? Like, you know, like how dare you even defend Nazism to any degree whatsoever? Like, the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi, like my boy Porter Rock say. Shout out to him. Nazis are the one thing you can hate on without getting any type of repercussions. You know, if you want to hate something or someone, hate a Nazi, and you good, fam. Like, Nazis deserve no respect whatsoever.
Well, I mean, this is a real, this is a tough subject, but
yeah,
I hate to say it, this whole really started, in my opinion, with Charlottesville, and when you had those Nazis out there, and people saying that it's okay, and some people saying they're good people. When you don't totally go against evil or something, you're keeping a door open there. So I think, like we all said, you know, Nazi is evil. Nazi should be disregarded. There shouldn't be any kind of talk for Nazi or, you know, pushing for a Nazi. I see it more and more, and it is frustrating. I see it on social media because people can, you know, pop off of the mouth on a computer because they have the safety of the computer.
Exactly.
But the fact is that that's where you do that in real life, in a real situation, you're going to get hurt or you're going to get screwed up. And people will say, well, why do you do violence? If somebody says F your mother right in front of you, is that okay? You know, I mean, you got to respect people, you know, and I just don't think that there's a lot of respect going on, especially on social media. And I think that, I hate to say it, it comes, you know, I don't want to make the political, but, you know, it does come from what's going on in our political system right now with, you know, all the shit that we see. And I think he should just be shut down personally, but you do have a lot of people talking for that other voice, and it's kind of sad to see.
Hey, before really quick, Erica, before you give your thoughts on this, I want to talk about something I was just said in the chat about is it Daniel B? I hope I pronounced that right, but if I'm not, I apologize. He says he don't think they're upset about him killing Nazis. You think they're upset because they used the "Make America Great" slogan, which I think they made it "Make America Nazi Free" again.
Right.
You guys have
like a play on words.
Yeah. I mean, what's so upsetting about this?
For everything at this point, since he said it the first time, there's been a shirt, or whatever, make hip hop great again, make gaming great again. Why can't Wolfenstein use it?
I mean, it's a timely message, and I think if I was behind that Twitter handle, I would probably come up with something like that. I mean, it's clever. It gets people, it's selling games. It gets people's attention, and I mean, people are just kind of going around with this idea of like, well, it's free speech. We can't say anything bad about, you know, the Nazis because they're just doing their free speech. It's like what? Like, since when are we anti-Nazi? Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I just don't. You would think everybody would agree on this, but it's the internet. You're gonna see people who just don't, and they're gonna raise hell and have a fit over these things, and it's mind-boggling. It's crazy to me.
Free speech means you can say what you want, but it also means people can say what they want back.
Yeah, there's consequences.
That's true.
It's like those people getting, you know, punched in the face because they're doing the Hail Hitler, you know, and there's videos of those, and people are saying the person that punched them is wrong. But it's like, yeah, violence is wrong, but there's consequences to actions.
Yeah, like you didn't hit him, but you offended him. What do you think is going to happen when you offend somebody?
I think it's just a show of respect too. You know, like a lot of the stuff that goes on, just people just are lacking respect for other people at this point, and I don't know how it got that way, but it's at the point where everyone is just fighting, and it just sucks. I mean, when I grew up, and I'm aging myself or dating myself, but in the 80s, it was all about. I mean, and everything was about Russia was bad. Russia's the Cold War. Russia, I remember my teacher talking about Russia and how bad they were in Soviet Union and USSR. And it's just, you see today, and you see people making, excuses for, Russia meddling with our election and making, taking Facebook ads and messing with basically us. And they're defending that. So, I mean, it's just at this point, it's a shit show, and it's sad.
Yo, Mamacita is in the building. Hey,
what?
Mamacita.
Hey,
wait a minute, y'all hear me? Y'all hear me, right?
It's lit.
It's lit.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, what's up, y'all?
I feel so honored you came back, and I'm here.
Yeah, but listen, I was in the chat. Y'all know I was listening to y'all. So I was like, oh my gosh, the gaming urges, the gaming talk. I haven't talked games in so long. And I was like, man, I got to jump in here.
Yo, I got the biggest smile on my face right now, G. Like, I'm super excited right now.
Yeah, what's up, Tim Dog?
What's up?
Tim Dog in the house.
How you doing?
Oh man, yeah, this is good. And Erica, you know what's up, girl.
What's up,
yeah,
girl?
and hey, Dallas, the new kid on the block.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, okay, all right.
Oh, so Mamacita, while you're here, you got any thoughts about making America Nazi free again?
Oh man, you know what I say? First of all, look, live and let live. I think it's just way too much sensitivity going on here, and everybody else has already pretty much expressed what my opinion is on this. But I'm like, it's. I mean, we are at such a crucial time in our politics and in our world and what's happening. And I think that everybody, all of us at some point, regardless of what side you're on, all of us can agree that some of us feel like we're just on like pins and needles. We just don't know what's going to happen, what's going to come of this. And gaming is supposed to be where we go and get away from the silliness of it. But I do understand that there are times where messages need to be made and points need to come across, because some things just get all out ridiculous. And what did they say? Make America Nazi free again? Who the heck is, who the hell is offended by that? If I'm going to curse, I'm going to curse at that.
Nazis.
Who's going to be offended by that?
Only Nazis should be offended by that.
Exactly. So, I mean,
nobody respects Nazis.
Yeah, I'm like, for that's crazy. I think that's totally, utterly crazy.
Just like when we had those death threats, those voice characters, it's always some people who don't really game, who aren't true representatives of the gaming community, for some reason got some spotlight, and then that's what made this all blow up. Because what it sucks that we all are gonna feel looked at as there goes video gamers, their toxicness, they're defending Nazis over there, they're defending voice actresses. It sucks that once again that gamers are portrayed in this stupid light.
But here's the thing though, it is not that deep. It is not that deep at all. Like it's not even like being salty about it is so beside the point of it actually being said. It's just the ad. And then it's just an ad that's inoffensive to anybody but Nazis in that one character that Dave Chappelle played where he was blind.
That was dope.
This is one of the games, even if you, I guess, not really into it, you can buy it just because if you want to shoot. Just like Mafia 3. A lot of people bought it just so they can shoot up the KKK. Some people are just bad. They're bad people, and you can't. We as decent human beings, we wouldn't take another person's life, but it's still nice to take that frustration out in a video game, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's what video games are about, right?
I mean, and it's not even reality, right? It's not. It's not real. Just like movies aren't real. People aren't tripping off of movies. They make all types of movies with all kinds of storylines. You know, so
I mean, realistically, out of all the shooting victims that have suffered these mass murders and stuff, when the last time we've heard about Nazis getting killed and stuff like that? Like, seriously, like, Nazis are safe. Chill. We just kill them in video games.
So for those, like I said, for those who are on, especially follow me on Twitter, who will keep crying at me about stop being political, you guys have brought politics into video games. So I'm going to continue to be who I am. If you don't like it, unfollow me.
Yeah, it's your Twitter. I mean, that's your voice, you know?
Yeah, and I'm cool. Like anybody on this panel, you guys have a different opinion or anything like that, we're still going to be cool. Like, I'm not going to stop following somebody, so being cool with somebody because our politics on the line. I think that's silly.
Yeah. Me and Fame don't agree on hardly anything.
Facts.
At all, but we're good friends.
Except for Black and Miles. We agree on that.
Yeah, we agree on that, fam. We agree on that. And I'm gonna get you on that near music too. Watch.
Y'all don't understand how embarrassing Nick is in public, bro. Like, Nick embarrassing, bro. Like, we riding down the road, listening to the Nier Automata soundtrack, bro. And folks looking at us like
I think I saw that video. Did you guys record it or something?
Yeah, Nick embarrassing.
I be dabbing to that, John, dog. This is great.
I won't lie. The music, I downloaded so many tracks from that game. Like,
it's amazing.
I'm telling you.
I listen to it in the gym. It's
when
fire.
we go to PAX, that's all we listening to.
No, I got the Ox. We go to PAX, bro. No, I got the.
No, you gonna share that. You gonna share that, bitch. I'm sorry. Equal time.
Pokemon theme song. So
equal time, man. We sharing.
I got the.
I'm gonna get my time in. I'm telling you. We're not gonna be listening. We're not gonna.
I hope it's gonna be more than 2 minutes, Nickodemus. Long as it's more than 2 minutes.
You know everything I do. You know everything I do is all night, baby. You already know that from experience. It's all night.
All right.
You already know that.
If 2.2 minutes is all night, then yeah.
If that's
what are we talking about right now?
Did y'all see me staring out the back door just then?
Yeah, it just hit me. Like, what are we talking about?
Nickodemus know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, Mamacita trying to downplay because she don't want no other, female up on me. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. You know
so what you trying to say? That's why I had to come in the chat because Erica ain't here.
That's why I'm married, but
Erica,
that's what you're trying to put out. That's what you're trying to put out there.
I'm talking about these other gamer girls out here. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I ain't tripping off of that.
Keep the thing a secret. That's all you trying to do. You know?
I ain't worried about you going. You can go look and talk to whoever you want.
You can tell these other people you roll with whatever you want. What you and going on.
I already know you gonna always come back home though, so I ain't worried about it.
Hey, Ma, but here's the thing. Ma, you have to ask him. He beat Knack too, but who is he playing it with?
Oh shoot, he was playing it with me.
Oh, okay. I know you were.
That Knack 2 hot date. Okay.
Oh, so y'all ain't know that, huh? No, I'm just.
Yeah, he can only play Knack.
Nah, he didn't play Knack 2 with me. He went with somebody else.
I beat Knack 1, but I beat it by myself. I beat it myself.
Yeah, we sure you did, motherfucker.
I beat it all the time.
I did. I beat it myself, so I had to do what I had to do. It is.
I know.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Who's ashamed? Not me.
We ashamed for you, G.
All I gotta do is pass the lotion. But yeah, pass the oil. Never mind, let's move on.
All right, so we're gonna get to the main topic of today. And I'm glad Mamacita's in here and Tim Dog is here because I kind of think our thoughts will align, and I think Nick will be a hater in this situation.
Yeah,
maybe Dallas too.
I do not agree with that statement whatsoever.
So I will pose this question, and Mamacita gets to go first. Will the Xbox One X outsell the PS4 and Nintendo Switch despite the release of Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch in the same month? Mamacita.
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Oh, wow. It sure is. Ooh, I don't know. Ooh. Well, here's the thing. We're talking about new hardware versus a new software. It's not like the system itself, the Switch is releasing, but Mario Odyssey, that's I mean, that's going to be
a banger.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Woo. So wait a minute. So that I'm clear, you're asking if the Xbox One X is going to outsell the
now
Switch?
just the US, not the world.
MPD.
Oh, we're talking
okay.
US.
Okay. Ooh, I'm going to go ahead and go with the One X. I'm going to go with the One X, but let me just explain why I think the One X, and only because there are so many with the current Xbox One users, and we know that there's a leap. I mean, there's a big leap from what we started with this generation. So I think I think for those of us, the current owners, those that are gonna they're gonna level up, and then the other PlayStation owners. I'm gonna be honest. I've heard so many of my PlayStation friends, PlayStation owners, when I'm out and about, say that they were looking forward to the One X. And this isn't a fanboy thing. I'm switching up. I'm changing. They're just going to get one because they want to play their games on the best system, and they're super excited for that. So I would have to give it to the One X. So I just think that more people are going to buy the One X versus the Switch for the holidays. So that's my opinion.
All right, Dallas. I kind of have an opinion on where you're going to go with this, but in the U.S., I want to stress we're talking about the U.S. and talking about the MPDs. Will the Xbox One X overtake the PS4 and Nintendo Switch despite Mario Odyssey release?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm start off by saying I'm very biased on this subject.
Yeah, I know
because it's been Sony for a long time. It's been Sony since PS1, but I have played every Xbox system. I just haven't owned them all. To be completely honest, I should hope that they do pretty well. I mean, their pre-orders are pretty amazing for what I'm hearing. Like, they're seeing more pre-orders than anybody before. So I just don't see them outselling PS4. I can't say that out loud. I feel
okay. So Sony. So you think Sony gonna take MPD or the Switch? I mean, because what's dropping for? I mean, because we know Mario Odyssey is huge. So if you don't think it's the Xbox One X, you think the PS4, Sony will still overtake Microsoft? Do you think they can overtake Nintendo with the release of Mario Odyssey?
In America, no. Worldwide, maybe. In America, no. I don't see that happening.
Okay. Oh, Tim Dog. Tim Dog.
This is going to be a good question. There's bets out there, not for me, but there are bets. The way I look at it, to be honest, is that I'm going to predict before I make my answer that all three systems are over 1 million, and I think that'll be the first time ever that happened where all three systems went. So I'm predicting that they're all going to be over 1 million. Switch, it's going to come down to a couple of things. Black Friday, you're going to see if Switch is $249, it's going to be really going to be a tough battle for Xbox. Odyssey, Mario Odyssey is coming out October 27th. So you're probably going to get a surge in sales that week, but that'll go for the previous MPD. So
does it though? I thought it would go November. No,
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'll ask Chobel, but I'm pretty sure.
When does it come out? It comes out on 27th.
I thought it was 27th and after. I'll check.
Yeah, well, that'll go for October MPD because it's within the October month. Some months though do end early and start early. But I know a guy who will definitely have the answer. I'll actually DM him. But I'm pretty sure that it is going to be for October. So with that being said, I think that you're going to get a rush of Xbox One X people that pre-order the system and get it November 7th. I think that you're not going to get any kind of deal on Black Friday on X. I think it's just going to stay the standard price because it's a new one. And that
better bundles, I'm sure. There'll probably be a badass bundle.
Yeah, they'll have a bundle, but it'll be like add an Elite for $579. I don't think that they're going to come down on that $499, in my opinion. That's just my opinion on the thing, because it's new hardware and they're trying to get the most out of it. But it's going to be very hard. I'm going to go with X, just beating out Nintendo. And I see Sony also doing very well, like they usually do. But I think they're all going to be over 1 million. So, but it's going to be very close, and that could change if Nintendo goes, Switch goes like 249 or 229, it's game over. They are the wild card, and depending on how aggressive they're going to be in America, and they might not be aggressive because
I don't think there's no way in hell Nintendo goes any lower than $10 off the Switch. Nintendo is not known for dropping prices on anything.
If they go 249, I think that, put it that way, if it's 249, I think that Switch is going to take it.
Now let me ask you this, Tim. Do you think, even if they, let's say for some reason Nintendo decides to change their game plan and do make it that big of a price cut, right? Wouldn't it be a supply and demand issue at that point, because they can't seem to keep that thing in stock long enough to really?
Yeah, it's gonna that'll play into it. But if they have the supply, they do a 249, they will win, because you're talking. I want to say that they would sell 1.5. I do think that Switch is going to be the hot item this holiday. It's very strong now, but you're talking about parents and kids and Christmas. I think it's very likely that they could actually win December. Maybe Xbox squeaks out a win in November, but they could just sweep the holidays. That's how powerful Nintendo's become. So it's used to be just Sony and Xbox. It's so much harder now to predict, because now you have this behemoth in Nintendo, and that's, if you're going to get your kid a present, I don't think you're going to get, like, if you're going to get your little kid, you're going to get the Switch. So Christmas and stuff like that, I think that I could see a win for November for Xbox One X, and then Christmas Switch take it. But if they go 249, like I said, and they have the supply, all bets are off. That's going to win.
So if they go 249, Tim, is it your feeling that all three of them are at least going to be close this holiday? Like, regardless of who wins it, do you see?
If they go really 249, if they go 249, I think it would be like 1.5 for them, 1.2 for Xbox, and 1.15 for, I think, super close. Super close. I do think they're going to be all over 1 million, which is going to be very good for the industry. So we're at a point where you got everyone seemingly rolling, and they're all strong. So it's good in a way, but it's going to be heated, and you got to watch these deals. Sony might say, hey, we're going 199 bundle, Horizon bundle, bye. You gotta wait.
Killer, Jesus. If they get 199.
It's depending on who. Sony's always willing to go aggressive. Sony knows, and Sony, I gotta give them props, because I've talked to even Xbox people, and I said, you gotta go aggressive, because they go aggressive, and they play to win. So Sony can't be discounted here too. I'm just saying that X would probably beat it up just with this new hardware. It's kind of, and it has a lot of hype around it. But Sony, they play to win. So they might drop something like a Horizon 199. And until we know those specifics, then you really can make an educated guess. But all things being equal, that's where I'll go with my prediction. But it's going to be pretty interesting.
Okay. Now I'm about to go to Twitter and hover over this block button, because I'm about to ask Erica next.
What?
Damn, that's messed up right there.
Pressure.
Damn.
Because I know she might have a now Erica is hella neutral. She's queen neutral, right? She's filthy, disgusting neutral. But I know she may have a bit of a press start switch game bias going on here. But and also, Erica, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about who's taking November? Because it's going to be, it's like Tim said, it's going to be packed. It's going to be packed for sure with sales.
I agree with Tim on them selling, all of them selling really well. I think that's definitely going to happen. And Sony is probably going to be the most aggressive. They have the bundles, they have all the deals with like Call of Duty, Battlefront, all of that stuff. So we can't count them out, you know, and that's the thing. Like I go back and forth between the three and it's like, damn, all of them are in this. Like they could easily, anyone could take it. So I mean, you kind of predicted, yeah, I got the Switch gang, you know, badge a little bit over here. When I saw that Mario bundle, I said it's a wrap. I said that to myself, like, I think it's a wrap. If Nintendo can get the stock, of course.
Yeah.
I think that I read something where they're upping it to like 2 million a month. So if they can do that, I think they can take it. But your title's misleading. I thought we were going to talk worldwide, and I was going to say it's a wrap.
That's actually interesting.
I was like, Nintendo's got it if it's worldwide, but with the US, I mean, I seriously go back and forth because Xbox, it's new hardware. We know how that goes. And then, you know, Sony, like I said, we can't count them out. So I'm going to take the Switch gang approach. I'm gonna rep the Switch gang, but I wouldn't be surprised whoever wins. I think anyone can take it, but yeah, I'll go Switch gang with that. Mario is just a behemoth. They're a behemoth, sorry, and they're just, I mean, they, you know, it's Mario. You can't count that out ever. I think people underestimate Mario. It's huge, especially this one, looking like it's a, you know, an evolution from the Mario 64. I mean, we've been waiting for this for a while, so yeah.
It's Mario. You can't discount it. He's a beast.
It is. It's a beast.
Now, I know Nick is the best bot, and but I gotta ask Nick, where you going with this, bro? Do not disappoint me.
Man. All right. Where do I start, man? So much to say, but like, all right. So first and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I do not think the Xbox One X will win the NPD for November. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that right now. I think it's going to. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. It's new hardware. Yes, that's true, and I think the new hardware will edge out the PS4 very slightly. And I know Sony's going to come aggressive and stuff. Sony's got the games that everybody wants as usual. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with the bundles and everything, it's going to be very, very enticing and stuff. But I will say they will edge out Sony by a little bit. But I really do not see them beating the Switch. I mean, yes, it's new hardware, guys, but let's face it. You know what I'm saying? There's the hardcore are the only ones really going to go out and buy this thing. You know what I'm saying? There's only so many of you guys out there. They don't really have, you know, the games like that that's really going to make people want to go out and buy this thing in droves. You know, the price plays a factor. Nintendo has the exclusives. They've got the games. You know what I'm saying? It's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I know this is the United States, you know, the Xbox stomping ground and everything. But there is no way the X is beating the Switch. The Switch has too much momentum, too much going for it. Supply will not be an issue because they've upped the ante on supply and they will continue to do so. So that won't be an issue. That won't be a factor. I'm predicting the Switch will beat it by a little bit. It won't be a huge margin. It'll beat by a little bit. I do agree that every console will sell very well. I think all of the consoles will do very well this holiday season, but I do not see the X taking the crown. And I will be, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the PS4 actually beat out the X as well and the X came in third. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to go ahead and predict that the X is going to at least come in second just because it's new hardware. If it wasn't because it was new hardware, PS4 would win as usual because it has the games and Xbox One does not have any games.
Now I have a question though. When we're talking the Xbox One X, are we separating the One X sales from the One S, or are we combining?
I want to know that too. Is it?
No. I'm assuming it's just the X. That's what I'm assuming.
I'm going with just the X because of just.
They counted as X and S.
Yeah,
that's what I was under the impression that it would be that way.
I think they do that, but
so if we're talking about
question are we talking about the X in this discussion? Because I know they're going to include
it. By itself will make everything at least even, but if you add in the Xbox One S sales as well, it'll definitely win.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm judging, but look, I'm judging based on the title. So Xbox One X will outsell.
Yeah.
So I'm only thinking about X. Now,
I'm saying X.
And all that.
I'm truly going off of the X.
Well, then I gotta change my answer.
Yeah, I'm
But would we have those?
too.
Would they announce those numbers though? Like just solely the X?
They're just gonna announce.
They're just gonna announce just the.
You'll have to find out after 2 months. Like with Pro, it was 1.1 million for Pro and PlayStation 4, 1 million for with S, and then like it took 2 months that they found out it was like 234,000. So I mean, you know, I think the X, you know, it's not going to sell more than 500,000 in my opinion.
I'm not going to keep editing this title, damn it. So we're going to say, will Xbox outsell them to because of combined sales between the X and the S? And I'm not editing the title. We're going to wrap it what it is, and y'all going to have to deal with it. So here's the real question. Will Microsoft and the Xbox outsell the other consoles because of the combined sales of the S and new hardware with the X?
All right, that's a good. Did the Pro ever? Do we know if the Pro ever outsold the OG PS4?
No.
Did they?
No, it's like 20%.
Yeah, so I mean,
like 1/5 of every.
Yeah,
sale.
so why would we expect the X to outsell stand alone? I was thinking all inclusive. I was thinking all inclusive. I wasn't thinking
that
on
is
its
a definite
own.
no. That's a definite no.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you're talking about all of them, whatever like that, I can see Xbox having more of a chance, but I'm still going with the Switch.
Same here.
I'm still going with the Switch off top. So it's definitely now. I'll say if we're including everything, it's definitely going to outsell the PS4, definitely. But it's not outselling that Switch, fam.
So Nick, you sound like that the Switch is an amazing console to you. So why haven't you bought one, sir?
No, the Switch is trash. The Switch is trash.
Oh man!
No, the Switch is.
What in the world?
It's absolutely complete trash. It is. But I'm looking at it from these dumbass consumer standpoint. That go out and buy the Switch in droves.
You know what?
Where's my Switch being at in the chat?
I'm a realist.
Erica, girl, don't let him talk about the Switch.
I'm a realist. I'm sorry. I'm a realist. It is complete trash, and Erica knows it. She's just been brainwashed.
Excuse me. What is happening right now?
I'm not gonna lie. I was brainwashed, and then somebody took a picture of me, and the flash got me, and I was in the sunken place, and I got rid of the Switch. I was in the sunken place, G.
We all know that console is trash, but it does have decent exclusives and stuff. I give them that, but you know,
it needs some work. We all know that it needs work. It's a little undercooked. It needs some stuff going on. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Here's my thing with the Switch. I will get it back again when I believe it's I think it hits its potential as hardware. The software is there, yes, but I'm not really big on going out and playing Mario Rabbids or whatever. Like that's not really. I'm not really hyped to go play that when I can play, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever the case may be. When it has a achievement system, even though I'm not an achievement whore, I want it to be there. When it has a real party chat system, not this hook it up and stick one piece in your asshole and put the other piece in your ears, and then you can hook it up to your phone. Like that's too much. You don't want trying to do that.
Damn.
Once we get
it's facts. It's facts. You're speaking facts. I can't argue that.
Like I can't.
It's facts.
It scares me from Nintendo that they're being innovative, but they're still not with the times, and that's what scares me about buying a Switch again. Like I was hyped into buying it. I bought it off of hype. When be real, like a while I was playing it, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna take it to work. And I go on lunch break. I'm like, nah, I'd rather eat my food. Like I watch a video on my phone or something. Like you
remember you're a grown ass man, not a kid.
It's not even that. It's just, you know what? I wish the thing had, you know, here's the thing. I know before anybody say anything, it's about the games, fam. It's about the games. But the other stuff is it kind of needs to be there. It needs to be an internet browser. It needs Netflix.
I mean, that's the standard. It's the standard.
It's got in Netflix. I know Netflix is coming, so that's to me what they set out to do. They nailed it, and you know, I don't really look at. I have a Switch, and I enjoy it. I love the design of it. How you could just pop that out and sit on the couch, or you can just throw it in and play. I have it on my OLED, and I have to say, you know, for the size of it and what it produces graphically, I think they nailed it. You know, I mean, yeah, it's, you know, it's definitely bare bones, but you got to realize this is their first year. I remember when Xbox One came out, and they didn't even have the freaking the power of your battery on your freaking, you know, on the display.
Yeah,
so
I remember that.
It takes time to build, and with the sales that they're getting, they're gonna flesh it out. So I mean, for me, I think that the Switch is it really, it's hard to compare them to the big three or the big two, or they're the big three, but they kind of are different in a way. It's mobile gaming. It's you know, it's a different kind of feel, at least for me. Like, I'm not looking to play Battlefront 2 on it, but I am looking to, hey, if I could play Mario, you know, put it in the TV, play with my daughter, and then she wants to play it, and we got to go somewhere, and she could take it to the car, and, you know, stuff like that is just, you really, it's, you know, so.
I got a question for you guys before we dip. How long before you guys think we get a Switch U or Switch Pro or Switch X?
Switch U. I don't like that name.
That's interesting.
I got shivers when you said that.
I would buy that.
Do we need one?
They're going to eventually.
You mean like a pro or like a updated graphics or something?
Super graphics.
Or maybe, you know, just I don't know if it's even possible, but I know people talked about, you know, maybe they can find a way when you dock it, there could be another dock you can buy separately down the road, and it will give you enhanced graphics to play it on TV. You guys think that's ever happened, or the Switch is going to be what it is, and we won't see Nintendo put another console until it's their next generation?
I think knowing Nintendo, I mean, you guys have seen how much they've done with the 3DS. I mean, they've done so many different iterations of that. I think it would be something like that, where it's maybe smaller or bigger. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's the Nintendo way. I don't think they're so focused on graphics as much as some of us want them to be. But I think it would be more so that route, where it's like something else just gets introduced. Maybe the way you can hold it, or the way, I don't know, maybe they put 3D on it. I don't know. I just feel like they would maybe go that route. But that's just me. Because I look at the 3DS and I just think they might do the same kind of thing they did with the 3DS. I don't know. It's a good question, though.
I don't know if I need a Switch with an extra gimmick, though.
Well, what would they probably do? What would their next step be? That's the question. Full 1080p 60 on a handheld in about 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's something like VR Smell-O-Vision or something.
I wouldn't be surprised they don't do anything.
Yeah,
think about it. They shouldn't.
There's a handheld. You know, I got rid of my Switch. I don't remember. The handheld doesn't have like a camera built onto it, does it?
No.
I can see them releasing one with a camera on it.
Right. It'd be something like that, I think.
I can see that. I can see them releasing one where you could ask them.
Oh, I wouldn't mind a camera on it for when I'm playing NAC.
We're not talking about NAC, G.
Yeah, like what they did with the 3DS, different screens and stuff like that. Like, it's still the same core model, but it's you know, they changed the screen, so maybe put an OLED on there. I don't know. There's definitely Nintendo is in a great position, and I think they're going to be you know, they're going to be in a tremendous position the next 3-4 years. So they got a lot of time, and you know, right now they're gold. So
they just need to keep up with the games.
I'll say this before the outros. Once they drop that Pokemon game on Switch, it's over.
It's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's over. I don't care what else comes out that month. It is over.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting though how well the Switch is doing, how well the software is doing, and we have these debates about resolution and power things. And look at Nintendo. And I can remember being in conversations where people were pretty much burying Nintendo. Now they aren't going to make it this year. They're just going to go die. And look at them. You know,
yeah,
so I'm like,
I'm surprised actually.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you a lot of things that we think is important to us isn't to other type of gamers. We just need to accept that there are a variety of gamers.
Rule the market, and they don't care about care about this.
Exactly.
That's why they're gonna win November, right there.
As long as there's Pokemon.
Yeah, but casuals also like Call of Duty too. No, Nickodemus. So we will see where those casuals go.
They're not gonna spend that money on the X versus Switch, Tony.
How can you say that? How can you? I'm talking about COD. I'm talking about COD. I'm talking about those who love Call of Duty.
All these kids, they're gonna want Mario. They're gonna beg their parents to buy Mario and stuff. It's just gonna be a flood for Nintendo.
Yeah, but they're 30 and 35-year-old kids.
Only the hardcore are really going to care about 4K and all that stuff like that. Most people are going to really buy the COD on Ps4 and stuff still. You know, people not really ready for all that. I'm sorry, they're really not going to want to spend all that money on that. They're not. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's going to be second place as usual.
Just like they don't spend $400 on an Xbox One. And $60 for Xbox Live. One game.
I'll definitely tweet you out in December, and I'll ask you what's up with that statement.
Show the king what's up.
I'll talk to you in December.
Twitter's gonna be fire when those NPDs come out.
We're definitely going to
imagine it was a tie. What the exact tie?
And that little Triple G.
That would be
draw.
Move along. That would be ridiculous.
NPD is including digital sales too now, right? Or a portion of it?
For software, yeah.
For software, yeah.
Software. We ain't talking about software. We talking about hardware.
I'm talking about software. Didn't I say digital sales?
Because we go hard up in here, Mamacita, all night long.
Bruh. Yo, we're gonna get these outros because we do have a double XP after dark.
Fight with me already.
But we are gonna start with the outros. And since she is here, we're gonna start with it's been a while since I said this, so let me relish this. Hold on. My right hand. One man.
Oh God.
Miss 2v1 herself.
Wow.
Mamacita.
Well, all I want to say right now is just thanks to all my gaming family, and my gaming family includes everybody: PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. Oh my gosh, you guys, for those that have hit me up in messages on PSN, Xbox Live, just asking how I am and just supporting me, even behind the scenes. I really do appreciate that. Sometimes I don't want to get too mushy with this at all. I really don't, but I can't express to you how great it felt to come home. It was a couple of days after my father had passed away. And I came home to this beautiful floral arrangements. And what's funny is that I had no idea who it was from. So I'm calling because it was freaking me out that they couldn't tell me who this was from. But long story short, Xbox Mom had sent me a floral arrangement, and she was representing, the gaming community. And she was like, we love you. So I just have to say, just thank you. And almost every other day, someone messages me or direct messages me if you need to talk, if you need an ear. Of course, my double XP family, I've been there. I appreciate you guys. But just everybody from every aspect of this community has done that. So I just want to say thank you. I didn't realize that I was, when I say so loved or so thought of, or cared for in that manner, this showed me. So I just want to say thank you so much. And I just look forward to get back to gaming and getting my gaming groove back.
Yeah, buddy.
That's it.
You made my heart smile when I heard Nick say that you jumped in. So I am from the bottom of my heart, like I'm really happy to have you back.
Well, I was listening and I just had to jump in. And then Erica was here and Tim Dog was here. I was like, I gotta come in. I gotta talk to him.
Yeah.
So
next up, we got my light-skinned brother, Miles in that yak, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yeah, definitely a good show. Shout out to Erica and shout out to Tim. Appreciate you guys coming on. You great. Y'all graced with your presence tonight. Really appreciate that. Shout out to the chat, everybody watching us. Really appreciate you guys. You guys showing so much support. We love y'all for it. And yeah, definitely glad to have Mamacita back up on here, man. She's amazing woman, and love having her here. So it definitely made me smile when I saw that in the little chat that she asked if she can come on. Girl, you ain't never got asked.
Yeah, you got that link.
Just bring your ass. Shit. Let's do this.
All right, I'm gonna bring it too.
Yeah,
all of it.
Bring it, all of it, all up in this podcast, girl. But everybody have a good night. It was a great show. Appreciate y'all.
Then we got my brother Dallas, man, who was talking kind of low at the end of the podcast, but I hope he got his mic situation fixed to give you guys a proper outro. Dallas, you there, brother?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, so I don't have a bunch of special stuff to say. All I can say is bye. But I am speaking to you from the future. If you want to know where you can find me, you can catch me on Pokemon multiplayer on the Switch 3.
Is there party chat yet? Can you tell me if there's party chat?
No, you got to text everything in.
Damn.
We need to start. No.
I mean, there is. There's voice chat, but only emojis pop up in the corner of the screen.
We need to start drug testing. No,
you gotta draw the message.
We have got to start drug testing. This is ridiculous. I can't believe what I just heard.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna go and spill the beans, right? Before we finish the outro, when it comes to Dallas, you guys know we have a PlayStation podcast called Trophy Life, and Dallas is one of the guys who's most likely going to be on that show. But I can tell you right now, man, I'm about to hit Cal up, like, you know what? This is my talent, G. He might have stay double XP.
Yeah, real talk. I mean, let's just face it. Even Jesus can't raise that shit from the dead. So Dallas, just go ahead and stay here, fam. Let's just keep it 100 right quick. I don't give a shit. Let's keep it real. I said it. Nobody else has to co-sign on it. Nobody else got that. Nobody else got that.
We're gonna get fired.
Nickodemus said it. Okay,
we're definitely getting fired. We're definitely getting fired. We're gonna have our pink slips in the morning. Cal ain't gonna take this shit.
Nah, y'all gonna have y'all pink slips in the morning. I ain't having nothing. Mamacita ain't going nowhere.
And then our wonderful guest, we both of you guys on for the first time. Erica, I want you to let the people know where they can find you, ma'am.
Yeah, this was fun, you guys. Thanks for having me. And to be here when Mamacita returns, it's like such an honor. So awesome. Yeah, I love hearing all the support you got. Like that, people say gamers are so toxic, and just listen to this podcast. That will change your mind if you think that. But yeah, you guys can find me on Press Start Podcast, which is every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then I'm also on YouTube by Eric Cuts for the Win, Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. Eric Cuts for the Win. Yeah, had a really good time.
Awesome. We're glad to have you here and definitely want to get you back on here again. When you searched the first time, I was like, really? Like this? I can't believe we haven't had you on already.
Yeah, well, we've tried before, but my schedule, I think, didn't work out or something.
Yeah, she worked late and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get you on. I can keep stealing Kofi's talent. We had J-Main on. I had Alex on. We'll keep on stealing Kofi's talent. But this last guy, I don't think he needs an introduction. You guys see the emblem. You guys know he's infamous on Twitter. Whether you hate him or you love him. Tim Dog.
Gotta love some Tim Dog.
Yeah. Really so happy Mamacita's here. I just heard the news, Mama, and I reached out to you in DM. You're a wonderful person. I met you at E3, and I know what you're going through, and just talk to me in DM or whatever, but just let you know I'm there for you. Other than that, the show was awesome. A lot of fun, really knowledgeable guest. The panel was super great, and I'm really happy that you guys had me, and we had a really good time. So thank you.
All right, make sure you guys go follow Tim Dog. I think you're overweight 11K now. Let's get that man to 15. One of the coolest guys you guys love to meet, man. Big super Xbox fan. He's a gaming fan in general. You guys definitely want to check out Tim Dog. Check out Erica, and make sure you guys go and check out the rest of the panel, including the newest member, Dallas. Check out my guy. But this has been episode 36. Like I said, if you guys are watching it live, much appreciated. You guys are watching on TiCGN.com. Thank you. If you guys are watching on the TiC Network and you hear some beep, 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 thank you for listening to them beeps. If you guys listen on Podbean or iTunes, thank you so much. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, your Double XP After Dark will begin right about now. Thank you guys for watching. This has been episode 36 of the Double XP podcast. You guys have a great one. And I'm out.